Hello everybody, Thetymix here, back with more Motorsport Manager. It's time to move on with the All-Star Challenges. And I want to get a couple of just sort of administrative things out of the way real quick. A couple of announcements. One is that I apologize for the last video of the previous challenge, Ernie's Paradise Challenge. Because, both of you who watched it may have noticed that it's not there anymore. I was uploading a video for a different series, and as happens every once in a while, the upload failed, had to redo it. That's a pretty, happens occasionally with YouTube. Well, I deleted the wrong video on accident. And it was the finale of the Ernie's Paradise Challenge. Now, I'd like, of course, to re-upload it. Don't have the files anymore. Given that I'd already technically won the challenge, having clinched the title, I'm not going to go through and redo the last couple races of that. So it's just sort of lost to the gremlins of the internet forever, because I clicked on the wrong box when I went to delete a video. So, sorry about that. The other thing is, since it was in that video, is that I'm not doing the light videos anymore for a couple reasons. One is that you can sort of get the same effect by skipping around in the full version, but the full version videos had been doing significantly better in terms of people being interested in watching them. And some people had come to the channel and been confused because they're like, well, why are you only showing the first and last couple laps and some pit stop stuff? Like, they didn't realize the other ones were an option. I can understand why people would think that are new and, hadn't been following along with what I've been doing. So, basically, I just said, you know what? I'm only going to do the one. Only going to do the one set. Saves me a little bit of time, but that's not the why. It's just, it was an experiment that ultimately was not the best idea because I didn't fully consider how new people to the channel would react. Okay, so anyway, we only have 2 challenges left on the All-Star level. And if this goes well, which it could very well not, but if it does, we're basically a month away from completing the challenges and getting into career mode. Like, we're near the end of it after almost a full year. Now, we've got the unknown Benefactor first. Hard difficulty, 8 race in duration, so it's much shorter, a half season. Dort have been a mediocre mid-pack team for years. That was until midway through the season. A shady figure entered their office and made them an offer they couldn't refuse. During each race, they could select 2 cars to mysteriously malfunction, causing both drivers to crash. With this newfound power, can Dort make it to the top? We must win the title. We get a new WMC livery. If we do, we can't leave the team. 8 races. And this one is, there's ethically shady by, stealing parts from a competitor, which is still pretty much clearly on the wrong side of it. But this isn't shady. This is out and out sabotage, borderline, attempted, not murder, because we're not going to be killing the drivers, but it's not a beautiful thing from any moral point of view. Okay, and this just gives us the same thing, but we know that we're doing qualified-based grids, 3 sessions, and we're doing the ERS once again, 100 kilowatts. Okay, let's take a look what we have. Our car overall is average. Our drivers just a bit above average, even though they're 6th. You can see we're more towards the top and the bottom. Our headquarters sucks, but we are building a test track and upgrading our design center. However, it's going to be a few weeks before those are done. Our staff is above average, but there are still a few that are better. Our sponsors suck. Why are they so bad? Well, we've got 3 missing, so we're going to get to hire some new ones there. Our pit crew is good. So yeah. And then we're really not doing a whole lot here. Okay. So Let's meet ourselves, shall we? I am Caroline Jenkins. I am 35. Nobody knows who I am. And interesting that we start at 10, because I think on the previous ones we started at 8 for our player stats. So, and let's see. 2016 Van Dort, 16 races, nothing. 2017 Van Dort was only here for 2. And then we've got 1 up here. Why that is, I don't know. So, yeah. 4 podiums, 2 wins last year. And this year, 1 podium, no wins. Let's check out our mail. Our assistant, Jen Samuelson, says, Papa Bear received the package. I've got the device. It was under the park bench as planned. Their contact said the process is simple. Just pick and name and wait. Hopefully this might get the chairman off our back. I'm not sure how ethical it is. But desperate times and all that. Once the lights go out, we'll give it a try. Maybe we can knock Steinman down a few pegs. And here's our chairman, Azad Rahman. Caroline, I'm not happy with how you've been managing the team this season. I'm tired of Van Dort settling for middle of the table. You promised big things when you joined here, and I've yet to see any of it materialize. If you can't improve Van Dort's performance soon, I'll have to find someone who can. That's pretty unfair given our situation, but also understandable since we've got to win the challenge. Okay, let's look at our overall car. We're doing pretty good on the engine. We're 4th, and a lot of the teams are down near the bottom in this. Gearbox just below average. Brakes just above average. A low-speed corner set. Front wing is fairly close to the median, actually, but several cars ahead of us. We do have a pretty good suspension. 4th, but fairly near the top. And, boy, our rear wing is a thing of horridness. Interestingly, it says we're last, but look at how high that bar is. And I thought the very bottom of the thing was the worst, but I guess it's not. I guess it's just the top is here, and here's where we are compared to the top. Okay. So it looks like our chassis is not very... improvability of our car isn't great, but, like, the characteristics, not bad at all. So we can't complain about that. We've got this kind of boring, but decent, yellow and black. And, yeah, so that's our car. Obviously, the engine and especially the suspension are the strong points. Let's take a look at our drivers here. So Gustavo Costa and Maria Gonzalez, both are solid, you know, almost 4 stars and a full 4 stars for Gonzalez. Costa's number 1, Gonzalez number 2. And then our reserve driver, Cora Alto. So we're doing okay there. We just don't have a particularly great, you know, nobody's a standout. We're just decent. He's crash happy. So he gets -2 focus. He's a first lap hero. Boy, he really does great in the first lap, gets off to a good start. Outstanding in Tondela, and will refuse team orders. Gonzalez. Not my fault, I was born with this perfect bone structure. Okay, so she's quite a looker. She burns less fuel than usual, so that's interesting. We can probably cut her fuel down more. She's a rival with Alejandro Moreno. And she feels like she's under pressure, but that one is only going to be for another 4 weeks. Improves braking and cornering, lowers consistency and focus. And then Carol Alto is a good feedback driver as our reserve. A veteran, just sort of a hanger-on, looks like. Our designer is Andrew Hawkins. Not very good at the brakes or the front wing. We may want to leave those alone. The other 4 parts, especially probably want to leave the brakes alone. The other 4 parts he's very strong at, so we'd probably be best advised to invest time there. Valentin Fisk as mechanic here. We've got, for Costa, can reduce the wear for wet tires. And also has super overtake mode so that he could do particularly well. And you know what? I'm probably going to do that for the first lap of races, because he's so good in the first lap. I can do the super overtake lap for that first one and really have a big advantage. Then we've got super softs wear much slower for Gonzalez. And Nurse dropping the car conditions slightly slower. So she's got the ability to keep her car together better and also to lower the fuel. So she's got a couple fuel usage. So she's got a couple of nice advantages there. Okay, finances. Let's make sure that our budget is the minimum, and it is. We'll get into that later. Let's take a look at our standings. Let's take a look at our rules actually first. We have long practice sessions, long qualifying. Getting the car set up will be easy. On the other hand, these race weekends are going to take a while. Normal speed pits, simultaneous pits, high merit payments, not really concerned about that. Top 10 get the points. A longer lasting, slower tires for the Cortez. We can choose any types. 3 compounds, but only 9 choices. And given that we've got to qualify, we've got to qualify 3 rounds with 9 tire choices. That's going to be rough. We're going to have to nail the tires, both kinds there. Refueling ban. So we've got ERS, we can harvest and do energy. Driver aids are allowed, so driver skill is not as important. The 3 qualifying sessions, faster race length, only about 27 laps. More chaotic results. Standing start on the grid, and we do have weight stripping. Okay, so we are in 4th and 9th on the season as drivers. And then our team standings, it looks like there's 5, all 5 teams here that really have a shot at this. We're in 4th. We've won 2. And, Panther and Scuderia are really going at it at the top, with Steinman and Van Dort and Boa Esperanca following. So it's a competitive thing, which sort of fits in with the fact that we can make 2 opponents a race crash. I think they're, we can't just focus on one team and try to catch them, because the others will step in. And let's take a look now at what we might want to do. Let's take a look at our calendar. And basically what I want to see is what the tracks are coming up. Like the first couple 3, probably we're not going to be able to do anything about. We're in late July. So let's maybe start in Vancouver. We've got the suspension and the rear wing. Front wing, gearbox, brakes. So it looks like the engine at the end, the engine and the rear wing are going to be very key at the end of the season. So maybe if we wait on that rear wing for that, because in here we've got the gearbox for 2 of those. Our suspension's already decent. I'd like to get the rear wing and then the gearbox for these 2, but I don't think we can cram all that in. I think I just want to focus on these last 4 races. So get the gearbox and then the rear wing. I think that's going to be the approach I want to take. 6.3 million. And our gearbox here is there, and then the rear wing there. Now, again, you got other parts that are in trouble, but you can only do so much. So, and we've already developed the engine some. We've already developed the suspension some. So there's a limited amount of upgrade for those. And remember, our brakes sucked, and our front wing wasn't much better. I think. Let me double check that with our wonderful. Yeah. So if we work on that gearbox and that rear wing, those are the two that he has maxed. So those are the ones he's going to have the best chance at really making better for us. I think that's definitely going to be probably our best shot at this. Okay, so gearbox. He has no component here, so we can't even pick that. And we just want to, you know, start building these up. The other thing is, this takes 12 days. Well, you know, how long does the rear wing take? Yeah, the rear wing is a lot faster. So this is going to take longer. But again, I still think we've got to go for it. I could be wrong, but let's do it. So 1 million. We're going to want to get sponsors in. Now let's work on our part improvements. Let's take a look at all this. See who's going to have what parts. Now Costa's our #1 driver. Yep, okay, the brakes are, you know, the brakes are as perfect as they can be. The engine, we've developed some new ones, but we haven't gotten them up to snuff. So, optimally, I'd like to do this. And then, yep, that's best and that's best. Yep, he does have all the best parts here. And we've got, boy, we've got a lot of parts that need work. And I wonder how much of this we can really do. And for this race, I think I want to keep the engine where it is. As much as I'd like to boost that, and I really would. Like Milan, the top speed is vital. But there's so many parts that need improvement. And we want to get, let's see, brakes and rear wing particularly. We want to pretty much be able to max those out. Now let's see about our mechanics here. Who's got 19 reliability, 16 performance? Yeah. I want to switch them. Because he's got the best performance and he's got the best reliability. So no matter what we put in, that's how we want to divide it up. And our brakes are fine. So this is the only one that's crucial to the next race that isn't up there. And even when we just did those, we'd barely get them ready. And then for the others, take a look again at what I've got people doing on the suspension. Yeah, we're using the top two and not the third one. Okay, see, I want to get everything up to at least 80% if I can. And I don't know how this is going to work, but I'm just going to try. I still think that's too many. For now, I'll just try to get everybody up to 75. And even that might be pushing it. But I've just, the reliability is going to be such a big issue here with that many. And then as soon as we can, we're going to want to throw those engines in because they are a big upgrade. Yeah, I just need to get these rear wings getting up as high as possible. That's going to be huge. So let's move forward a little bit. Okay. More sponsor stuff. Don't care about that. Okay, these have moved up some. 8 days, though. Yeah, they're not going to move up enough. I think I got to just try to max out the rear wings. Yeah, they're going to be almost there. The brakes and the engine are already there, I believe we said. Yeah. And then I've just got to accept those other ones being where they are in the 70s. And try to ride through on them and then improve for the next race after that. So, and it also means that designing that gearbox is not that big of a deal because we're going to have to wait anyhow. Didn't put any parts in here though. I should be doing that. Brakes, engines, suspension. That's going to be vital. That's the one we're using the most. And then once that gets closer to race time, I'll put some other things in there. Oh boy, that was fast. Okay, now he's reminding us that we're fourth and our goal is second. We'll be fired. Well, we got to finish first anyway. 21 laps. Well, that's going to be quick. It's 3.72 miles, almost 2 minutes laps. Yeah, I doubt that. 40% chance of rain. Good rear wings are the best, and our car totally sucks in the rear wing department. Wants more engine. Speed, you're not going to get that. Alright, let's... The suspension is finished. Let's work on these two engines. The gearbox. That's what happened when I put those in there. I switched people over. So I screwed that up. No, you're still not going to make it till after the race. But that's fine, we'll deal. And we'll just get the tiniest bit of boost out of these. But yeah, that's all the parts that we can even usefully improve. And actually, I mean, we're gonna get a new gearbox. We're gonna get new rear wings. We're gonna be using the engines the rest of the season. I'd rather work on those. Okay, Pascal Becker's been tipped as a driver to beat. Vidal is hoping to close the gap. Weird to have Vidal second. On Scuderi's team is Wexler. The thought of beating Wexler is what gets me up in the morning. I will catch him. Wolfgang Schmidt is hoping for an upturn in the team's fortunes. Let's get into our sponsors now. Okay, first of all, pick fixed payment. Let's see. This is 200K more. This one is a lot of money now, but not so much over the long haul. It's less than 150K a race. These two are better than that. This gives us 200K more up front, but 50K less per race. So overall, this is the least now, but the best in the long run. We're going to take Carne Blanco. And we've got this one for 8th or better. This is a lower amount. So I don't plan on using that, so I'm just going to take the $1 million up front. And this is, yeah, okay, this is our finishing at the front deal. And other than the German bonus, Northern Harbor is just better, so I'll take that one. Now our finances looking much better. And let's see, per race. Yeah, we got plenty of income. Income is not the deal here. So it's going to rain super heavy. I'm going to go with the mid-level goal. And then the tires are going to be real interesting to try to decide. Because we're going to have qualifying. It says it's going to be heavy rain. But which ones are we going to want? And it's never going to be above 17. So like, I don't even see a reason to use the hards. I think we're definitely going to be looking at softs and mediums. And the question is, what's the mix going to be? Is it 5 and 3, or do I want to go more 6 and 2? And honestly, I think I just want to go 6 and 2 because of how much we're going to need for qualifying. That's the right tire for that temperature. I think we just need a lot of the qualifying tire. So we'll see how it goes. That's what I'm going to stick with. So we're expected to finish 9th and 12th. So yeah, let's hope that improves, or we're in big trouble. Weight stripping. We're not going to be able to go down a lot. Can't do anything with the rear wings. We barely got them close to the goal that we wanted. Yeah, it's going to be it here. It's it over here. So 105 and 90. Very, very minimal. And we'll go with Alo and Gonzalez. Costa not as good at feedback, so he'll just drive the race and sit out the practice session. I think we definitely want to start on softs. Gonzalez, go a little bit lower on downforce. I doubt we're really going to want to do that in Milan, but it's what she is asking for. Yeah, acceleration too. She's probably full of it. Softs there as well. And we're going to want to switch to qualifying. Yep, we want qualifying 1 lap. We'll take the 10-second hit. Let's see what we've got here in Milan. Couple of small errors there in the run-up, but I've just got to get used to this anyway and see where we're at. Didn't figure it was worth resetting for those. And nothing that's really going to give us a huge impact, I don't think. And those orange numbers very visible for us around the track. You can see by the temps we've basically got the right tire for conditions. It's only going to get cooler and overall faster. Be nice if you told me what you didn't like about it, but sure. I'm going to guess you want it faster. Just on a hunch. Halo likes the arrow, and yeah, 106. That's more like what I would have expected for this track. In comes Gonzalez. And our first adjustments now. In charge of the Van Dort team, 73%. So let's go with more speed. A little more understeer would be my guess. And probably a lot more of this. Go with 5.6. Should be near but not at the top. Okay, we need a little bit more speed then. A little bit more understeer. Yeah, let's try that. We'll go with the max qualifying run now. Most of the other drivers faster than Alo. However that works. Loves the handling. Likes a lot of stuff, actually. 90% on the first try. So let's swing a little bit more downforce. Somewhat more understeer. Let's try that. Yep, sticking on the softs. Let's speed up and see what we come of this. Well, we're middle of the pack at the moment. So at least bring Alo in, and I think probably Gonzalez. Let's see where the trim is at that point. Can wait a bit longer. %. Not there yet, but getting better. Okay. So you actually want less downforce. Go down to 5.6. A little more understeer. Yeah, let's try that. Then we're going to want to switch to race trim and the medium tires. Just barely made it. Good adjustments for Gonzalez, all the way up to 97%. All we've got now are tweaks. Race trim, medium tires, maybe a little bit more downforce, a little bit more top speed. That's the way I'm going to guess it. So it's just a little bit like that. All good news so far. And not quite there on the handling. It's really the only thing we can even tweak at this point. So let's see where we are on that. Good. Great. Great. Okay, let's try to do an in-between then. And same thing on the speed here. Gonzalez needs to lock in the speed and is down to 96%. Okay. Great. And great. Okay, so let's drop that down to there. And we're definitely at the point where we're just looking for start and stops for both drivers. We just want to lock in their final setup. No need to go to hard tires. There's no rain. We've got our level 3 race and qualifying. Nothing else really to do. Well, we didn't get it that time. We're still at 98%. We're just at a different 98%. Okay, so speed balance was excellent, excellent. Excellent. And then we got it just a little bit too low. We need a little bit more speed. What about the handling? Good. Great. Great. Okay, so we want a little bit more understeer than that's going to give us. That has a chance of being it right there. Let's give that a whirl. Still not there on the speed. Back up to 97%, which is still not good enough. Okay. Great. Great. And great. How far away was that? A little bit far. Yeah, let's just try that and see where that ends up. So we're close, but we just need to get that final bit. And still very much middle of the pack, excuse me, in terms of results. Probably can get one more reading, maybe not. Okay, there we go. 100%. Well, good job for your first race under the new regime. We're leaving that alone. And handling is now off. 98%. We need to get the handling back in. I was afraid of that. Okay, so that's excellent. That's excellent. That's excellent. That's not. So if we drop I'd like to keep this right here and just move the handling, but I can't. See, that was great. Great. If anything, maybe slightly higher here. Like, that's perfect, but then this isn't going to be. I'm just going to try that, see what happens. Might have to settle for 97. I'd rather not. But I may not have a choice. Of course, I can keep working it in the qualifying. Oh, we nailed it. Okay. Middle of the pack. And now it's time for the long qualifying journey. Just got tickets for a tour of Dort Racing HQ. Best birthday ever. Yeah, we'll see about that. Lame practice session. Well, you know. Good weather to start our qualifying. It is supposed to be raining eventually. Okay, yeah, it's going to rain later. By about the 4-minute mark, we're going to want to be done. So I think we want to go out at like 7.5 and then 7, something like that. Let's go out at about 7.5. Let's definitely unlock super overtake for the qualifying. And then softs in qualifying here. So yeah, and then the thing is with the tires, we can, in order to conserve, we're going to want to conserve 1 for the race. I don't think we need 2 for the race because of how short the races are. But I'm going to want a fresh 1 for the race. So I think 1 today, 2 for day 2, and 1 for day 3, or session 3 of qualifying, is how I want to go with this. And then, yeah, we're only at 98% for Gonzalez, but still, 1 at 100, 1 at 98. Not going to complain about that. And let's just go ahead and wait for everybody else to do their thing. We're staying right where we are for a few minutes. We already have the best setup. So we just want to be top 15 today. Nothing else matters. We want to be top 15, and we've only got 1 shot at it. Which is why we're waiting for optimum weather. Yeah, it's going to get really wet towards the end. Maybe we'll struggle this weekend anyway. 103. Alright, let's hope my timing was correct. Costa, you're going first. I haven't done this qualifying thing in a while. Let's hope I don't royally screw it up. Costa gradually warming up, looking alright. Okay, Gonzalez, you get up to temp. Looking good there. Gonzalez seemed to be heating up faster. Interesting. Or maybe it's just me. But yeah, it kept the brakes better. They were barely overheated. In any case, here's Costa with his super overtake mode. Still well off the pace because he's not fast enough. And he comes in 8th. Which I think is better than we're going to get from Gonzalez. Yep. But still should be top 15. Here comes the rain. So I was just a bit late. And only in 12th. However, I think that's going to be good enough. It's not going to be super fantastic, but it is going to be good enough. I don't even see anybody else going back out. Well, now we have some that are. But that much water on the track, they're not going to threaten these times. Being a second and over in a second and a half off, the pace is not fantastic, but it is expected. There's Wexler as Flores finally finishes that wet lap. Didn't do any good. Okay, was anybody from the top teams knocked out? They were not. Big surprise there. On to day 2, session 2. And today it's raining to start. Or this session it's raining to start. I always get that, like I think it's a new thing, so it's got to be a new day. Okay. We are going to be wet, and then dry, and then wet again. So we're going to want to be done just before the 4-minute mark. I really think, like, the rain's pushed a little further back. I think I want to do the same thing. Like 7.5 and 7. And then, like, during that first session, when it's just drying out completely, be ready to go out. And I don't think there's any point in going out at any other time. I think I just want to go out the once. So we're only going to use one set of tires here. Going to send Costa out at 7.5 once more. And we're looking to be top 10. And if we hit the weather right, we should not have a problem with that. Because there's just enough of a gap, and most cars are not going to hit the weather right. Yeah, 106, so that's a full 3 seconds, I think, back of what Wexler did before. You can see Wexler now faster, but not nearly as fast as we should be able to go here. Fresh tires, and away you go. (7.4) and 7.1, so at least our form is looking good. Slow down a bit here. Okay. Costa definitely leading the way so far. Whoa, I was hoping he would do better than that. Hoping to be under 104, but still. Still a nice run. And almost a second up on everybody else. Gonzalez is going to be right there with him. Schmidt looks like a possible competitor. How did Schmidt do? Okay, Schmidt wasn't as fast. Not even close. So, I mean, that looks like we are free. That also gives us an extra set of tires to play with for the final session. It's weird to see names like Sharp and Surikov out there after all the time we spent with Ernie's Paradise. They're the competition now. Okay, Sharp of Panther is out. Becker of Steinman, Surikov of Panther, and both Boa Esperanca drivers. So like half of our main competition is going to be in the back half of the field. We've still got Wexler, Saarinen, and Lipinen. So those are the three, and it looks like Scuderia, again, this is all early, but it looks like Scuderia the main competition here. So with some weaker drivers in the top field, maybe we can get a decent qualifying spot. Let's see how that works out. We do have that extra set of tires now to play with, and we're going to have some rain to start. So we'll want to check out that weather for sure. Okay, final session. We have a little bit of rain at the beginning and then escalating from there. So I'm thinking something around 8 minutes. Let's call it 8.5. Let's go out, first run at 8.5, and then another run after that to close it out. Definitely the smart money is on Wexler for the pole. For this first one, I just mostly want to see, like, how much time do I have? When do I need to go out for that last session? You most certainly may, Gonzalez. Go out there, have yourself a ball. And the key gap is from when I send Costa out to when Gonzalez starts her actual lap. Because that's the gap that's going to let me know how much ahead do I need to have this. And boy, slow down. Slow the heck down. Okay. There we go. Costa not as fast as the others. Okay, so about a 2-minute gap exactly is what I need. So to be safe, we'll run it at about 2:20. And there is Costa with a very nice first place, well ahead of everyone else's pace. But they are probably going to go after it again. And we went out a little bit early here. Gonzalez in second, half a second behind. So we're going to be sitting in the pits for over 2 minutes, I think. Just waiting for our chance to give it the final shot. Schmidt up to third. Nobody has passed us yet. Whoops, misclicked there, cost a couple seconds. Costa, show us how it's done. Boy, 8.5 and 8.4. Both drivers remarkably good right now. And yeah, those tires heating up quickly. Costa with a good start. I haven't missed the tire temps yet, which is really surprising to me, at least, given how long it's been since I did this. Oh, speed up. There's Wexler, Lipinen, Saarinen ahead of us. So the other cars definitely putting in their weight. And we're not going to catch them. Yeah, unhappy with that, but I can't get too upset about it. Gonzalez stays in 7th. So yeah, I mean, you can see Wexler and Lipinen way ahead of us. I mean, we're off the pace, but what are you going to do? Wexler wins, Lipinen second. Flores disappointed with the drive. Motor Racing Magazine, Yiro Kagawa says that we put in a good effort. After today's solid qualifying performance, I fancy Van Dort for the win tomorrow. I wouldn't get too far ahead of yourselves. But nice. Okay, so now we've got to figure out what's going to happen in the race. Can we maintain a fairly high position and use our secret weapon to knock out a couple of key drivers? Good weather to start. Remember, monsoon was predicted. Not a little bit of rain, a ridiculous amount of rain. And yeah, it's coming. And look at the whole race. It's shown, it's 31 laps, not 21. But the whole race is shown to us here. That's bizarre. Okay, so we're going to want to get through maybe 10 laps. Going to want to burn the snot out of softs. And then the question is going to be, can we get through the last 20 on one set, or we'd go with one wet and one inter? Do we want super overtake? Given our reliability issues, I don't think we do. I think we want... Do we want softs, though? Race trim and light-footed wets. I like that. Gonzalez, definitely nurse and race trim. Okay, and we're basically going to want to go all out with both drivers, definitely. Let's get our setup in here. And normally we'd want to reduce the fuel, but actually, in this setup, we actually don't get the hybrid power from the ERS. The only thing we can use it for is the, speed boost thing, which is unfortunate. So we're just going to drop down a couple laps for Costa. We're going to limit our use of speed. And I'm going to go with 4 for Gonzalez, and that might be too aggressive. That's because of her, ability to make things light. And because she has the nurse ability, I'm also going to drop her 5 points across the board. Not that one, though, because it's already low enough. So we'll see how this goes. A lot of these, little tweaks that we really need to make, I'm not sure how they're going to turn out. Could very well end up restarting this challenge, but we'll give it a shot. So 4th, Costa at 8 form in the 2nd row. In the 4th row, Gonzalez also at 8 form. Both drivers are really in good form, so I'd like to make something out of this race. You can see we've got the sabotage driver option as well. We can pick that at any time. I think it's best, like I just went at warp speed through one race of this to get used to it, but I think it's going to be best for us to get, to do that like later on in the race. Towards the end of the race, figure all of that out. So we definitely want to go as aggressive as we can here early. We are in 4th and Gonzalez dropping to 8th. But Costa holding close. Really pulling away from the rest. Gonzalez now back up to 7th. Costa at 9.0. Gonzalez only at 7. You can see there is no hybrid button. There's only the power, which is going to deplete it real quick. And Gonzalez struggling along. Oh, and Lipinen crashes. No, I don't. Low, back up. Low, back up. Well, that is a huge... I don't see myself restarting this now. That is a huge boost in our favor. Because Lipinen, unfortunately hitting the wall. Steinman is one of our key rivals. And now we don't have to sabotage them because they went and crashed themselves. So we can see, like, at the moment, we would... Like, Steinman's not going to get much, so we definitely will be looking at Scuderia and then possibly Panther. We are going to have a bit of a fuel problem here on the restart because I don't want to go too aggressive given how little fuel we started the race with. So I think I'm just going to do like push for one lap and then back off. But we can go aggressive on the tires. So there is that. Let's get around here to where we're closer to the restart. What's our temperature at? Okay. I just want to take a quick look. Because inters... Yeah, I don't think we have quite enough of those. I think we want to go with a wet for a handful of laps and then inters for the end. I think it's a two-stop deal here. Speed it up again. I need to go up to neutral on the tires so that we don't lose temperature. Continuing to conserve fuel, we are. Oh! It didn't take. Yeah, okay, you push. No, let's slow down. Push to get them back up just a little. Alright, now we'll switch to neutral. Speed up for just a bit more. Just because how slowly we make our way around the track on that. Here we go by where Lipinen crashed. Okay. And now it should be just about time. We're going high and attack on both drivers for a lap, and then we're going to have to back up on the fuel. And I think that's going to cost us some positions, not being able to go harder, but I'm hoping we don't have to like repair and stuff later as much. So here we go. Go ahead and use your speed burst. Boom. I don't know if we'll hold it. But Gonzalez, go and you use yours. Like, I don't know a better time to use that than when we are... Yep. Didn't get me anywhere. Back to medium. Still hanging on in second, though. And Gonzalez is up to 7th. over a second behind Wexler, trying to hold off Saarinen. It's not very many more laps. I'm going to be able to stay real aggressive on the tires, I think. Gonzalez in 7th, but right there with a couple of other cars. That's Surikov and Chapman ahead on, slower tires. Over 2 seconds back, and fading is Costa, but driving at a 10. And actually, if anything, starting to pull away from Saarinen and Sharp. That's beautiful. Gonzalez is up to 6th. I think we want to go push now. Still want to hit the tires hard, just not quite as hard. And dropping to 7th. But Costa still in 2nd. Want to make this push section hopefully last until we get close. A little bit closer anyway. Another lap or two closer to the rain. And now Saarinen right behind. Gonzalez is in 6th, battling with DeGraaf. So we need every bit of that speed at the moment. Now Costa slowing down in the rain. Wondering he doesn't have... Nope. So we're losing our spot now. We definitely want to stop this lap. It's going to get wet in a hurry. So we're going to switch to wets. And watching the fuel, it's looking to me like we're going to be about right for Gonzalez, but I could have taken off another lap of Costas. Now start on push, and look at Costa coming out first. Wow. Gonzalez up to 4th. So our pit crew, or else the others were doing more in there, but our pit crew really coming to the fore. Fine up there. We're going to want to get through several laps on these. It looks like push is the right strategy. And they're right behind us. Yeah, they're really looking for a way by. Let's burn that speed. Gonzalez putting a little over a second of distance. Now, we may not be able to hold it still, but Costa has been passed by Sharp. Which is unfortunate, but not entirely shocking. Still, we're near the front of the pack. Yep, and there goes Wexler. Could not hold him off. This rain's going to last for a few more laps. I'm not sure that we can afford to go higher than push. So I'm just going to stick with that right now. It's only 14 degrees. That's keeping the temperature pretty steady. And so far for the day, we would be second behind Panther. And if we can hold that and knock out Sharp and maybe somebody else, that would be nice. We're not going to want to make that call to the last few laps of the race. Alright, here comes Wexler up behind Chapman. Go speed burst here. Stop it just before it ran out. Definitely able to hold the spot while Gonzalez fading back to 7th. Yeah, and if she makes it on her fuel, she's just barely going to make it. I think we will, but we definitely can't push it all there. Costa can, if his car will hold up, which we'll find out later. So the rain has stopped for the moment. We're not seeing the water on the track go down yet. You know what? I think we've got enough room. So I'm just going to go attack for a little bit here. Now it's starting to decline. Let's see where it is at the end of this lap. And yeah, even the temperature still isn't going up that high on the tires. I guess I should have done that earlier. And Wexler's speed burst matched by Costa, but it still wasn't enough. Okay. Alright, coming around here, and 14 laps to go. It's close, but I think it's time. We're going inters. These we will not want to be quite as aggressive on. The more I look at it, the more sure I am that it is in fact time. We'll go push to begin with. Oh, and a screw up on the tires. 3 seconds screw up for Gonzalez. That is painful. That is very, very painful. Has her back in 14th. Now, the other cars, like the ones ahead of us, did not push yet, so... Or didn't pit yet, excuse me. Let's go by. Costa in 7th and has a nice gap, so I'm not really interested in any extracurriculars there. Let's see, he was at 95%. Let's see how much this lap takes out of those tires. Let's go by. Okay. Speed burst gets us 9th, and that's the best use of it that I know of, is just to get the pass. I much prefer the hybrid, but we don't have that choice here, so Yeah, about 5% a lap at push. Got 12 laps to go. That's going to be just about right for these tires. I think we just stick with push. 7th and 9th, but we're not going to stay there. If we did, we'd be very far down in the standings. I think at that 3 lap to go point is when I want to hit that sabotage button. So it's going to be a while. Costa with some extra fuel now. Not quite at the point though where I'm comfortable boosting what he's doing. I want to get through a few more laps, maybe get down to 6-7 laps to go. Gonzalez probably going to make it, but it's close. We got a car close behind. Get a little bit of distance. And trying to make the pass against a car with worse tires for condition. Close, but making it. Sharp is still pulling away from us, but Costa is gaining overall on DeGraff and company in front. And a lot of them going to be coming into the pits. So I think we just want to harvest here and just wait and see what happens. And there goes Becker. Did lose the spot there to Saarinen, so that was just sort of a trade. Right now we're sort of co-third in the race. There's DeGraff trying to hold us off. We can wait. We've got better tires for the condition, and yours are more worn, so, you know. We can chill out here as long as we need to. 8.8 and 7.6. I'm so glad our drivers are hitting this race like that. Costa trying to get by. And there it goes. Up to 5th now. That definitely gives us that 3rd spot just ahead of Windsor. But we're not going to be happy with that, nor will we settle for it. We're actually now gaining ground on even Sharp. And blowing by Chapman. So Gonzalez still stuck behind Saarinen, but I think that we're probably gaining on all of these. Not really going to know what's up till they come into the pits. Okay, so 56 with 6 laps to go. 30. Yeah, we might have to go neutral a bit at the end. Right now I think I still want the speed. And who all will cost to be able to get by here? As Sharp and Wexler are going to have to come in soon. So will Surikov. Right now, Sharp and Saarinen are strong candidates for sabotage, which is coming up soon. Scuderia Rossini. That'd be 1 for each of the 2 teams. Yeah, that's the way it's looking, but let's not pull that trigger just yet. Couple more laps. third and sixth. Right now, even without it, we're a competitive third. Four laps to go. Sharp in and repairing. And this is why we didn't pull the trigger yet. Because Sharp's all the way... You're going on wets? Seriously? That's dumb. This is why we didn't pull the trigger yet. Right here. Costa is in first. Where's Gonzalez? Third. Okay. Let's take a look at this now. We're winning the race. Two closest teams by far are Scuderia and Panther. Saarinen, Scuderia driver, we pick up some significant points there. Becker of Steinman, but Steinman, yeah, look at Becker's having all kinds of problems. Steinman already lost Lipinen for the race, isn't that right? Yeah. So we don't really want them. We want a Panther driver. Vidal's a Boa driver. Surikov is the other Panther driver beside Sharp and is going to have to pit. They're going to wreck themselves without us doing anything for them. We definitely want to hit Saarinen. Confirm. So we're going to knock Saarinen out. I mean, Becker's the other closest one, but just, I mean, I think he's going to struggle. So Wexler here for Scuderia. We could just do a double hit on Scuderia, because Wexler is just coming out of the pit on wet tires. I'm going to wait another lap and decide. Okay, 2 laps to go, and Saarinen still hasn't crashed. We probably need to fire this now. Ribeiro drive for. Ribeiro is Milan. Vidal is Boa. Surikov is going to have problems behind. I'm just going to go with Vidal. I'm not sure if it's the right move. There's Saarinen with a crash. Where does that leave us? Puts us in the lead. Yeah, I like those results. Final lap. We may get just a bit into the red. That'll be okay. And Vidal now falling down the ranks. Yeah, I can't argue with that. And we're getting more points over to a team like Milan there at the bottom. They're actually finishing second in this race. Totally fine with that. Yeah, where's Sharp actually getting all the way back up to 5th. Surikov in 8th. First and second, 9.2 and 7.7 on the form. You can't ask for anything better than that, really. Great start. Absolutely fantastic start to this challenge. From 4th place to 1st place. And Costa wins. So, no rules breaking. 3 drivers crashed. And, again, Lipinen's crash really benefited us. Because we're able to pick 2 different drivers. So we still had, like, a lot of the challengers up here. But Milan took some points away. Holtz from Rosado Corsa in this particular universe took some points away. Harry Chapman drives for Windsor Racing. Lots of strange driver alignments. See if there's any fallout from our activities. Gonzalez up to 6th, Costa up to, or Gonzalez up to 2nd, Costa up to 6th. So both of our drivers rising in the rankings. 2-point lead over Panther, 3-point over Scuderia. So it's like tight. And we're definitely going to be focusing on their drivers, at least for the next race or two. Steinman and Boa still back there. They're not out of it yet. So it's still the same top 5, but instead of it being Panther versus Scuderia, it's now Van Dort, Panther, Scuderia. A 3-way triumvirate at the top. Lundqvist felt like we could have won it today, but still an awesome... No, you really couldn't have won it today. 9.1 and 7.5. That is just remarkable. And none of these are going to really be improving much. Might get a little bit of bonus from Elo, but probably not going to get the feedback. So, Chairman's happiness is up. It's still terrible, but it's up. Our markability is up a little bit, but yeah, 9.1 and 7.5. Brilliant first race. It's going to get harder, I'm sure. And lots of money. Money is not an object in this one. And during the post-race autosave, we finished the gearbox, so we'll want to check in on that. And I don't think that we got... No, I don't think there's any fallout in there. We'll check the rest of the mail next time. So, great start. Looks like we got more rain coming up in our den. We got a pretty short turnaround for that. We'll need to prepare there. But we have definitely put ourselves firmly in that conversation. 7 races to go, and we'll see if we can bring that title home for Van Dort, regardless of how much sabotage is required. We'll head off for that next time. Till then, thanks for watching. More Motorsport